Hey guys, welcome to the last video of Rednos July. We've done it. We've uploaded every single day of this month. Sure, most of them were after 12, so some days probably had 2 videos and some days had 0, but it comes down to 31 videos in July. Hello, don't worry, I did not forget. Here is the bit of me opening the little box that I said I'd open. We opened one on day 1 and here is the second one. Well, we couldn't end the month without it being scuffed, so I have our little box that I promised we'd open today as well. Don't worry, I'll get some extra shots like this. Wow, look at the box. This is a lot less bright though. I got scissors because I lost my cutter somehow since the last time we were here. In true fashion of Rednos July, it has to be a little bit scuffed. Here we go. I really hope this is in frame. I can't imagine it not being. I didn't look at which one we wanted the most. I'd like one of those long bottles. I'd like this one with the orange. Okay, well it's not a long bottle. Oh, wait. It's cute though. Yeah, it's another ball. It's the one with the Pikmin literally dying. Wait, this is a metaphor. We started off with Olimar picking new life, and we're ending with life ending. That's not very joyful, is it? It's more of a metaphor about how this month is at its end now. I couldn't have picked this out to be any better order, so here you go. Nintendo, a little piece of log. Very pale wood. We don't really have that here. The guy just completely devouring this other Pikmin. Poor guy. That's so tiny. They put it in an extra little bag because it's the 2 little things I suppose that are meant to hold up the dying Pikmin. That's the little Pikmin soul. Poor guy. Yellow Pikmin. They are so detailed for how tiny they are. Kind of ruining the light. I should have filmed this earlier today. And here's the little red guy who seems kind of just on a joyful walk, to be honest. Let me build it and I'll show you again. This is so tedious. I'm removing the 2 sticks now. They'd be invisible if you didn't know they were there. There goes the long stick. How this feels like I'm holding a splinter. A tiny stick for the Pikmin. In the cork, you have 3 holes there. And I think, honestly there's 4 of them. I don't know which one is the one. That's the one. That's slotted in. That's so crazy. The detail. Oh no, oh no. I'm inserting into this guy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get so... I'm scared to push and like ruin the legs. There's kids outside arguing and they're saying, he's mad at you because... But then I didn't hear why. Alright, he's finally on. Then this boy goes up there. Wow, that's so sick. No. There's the initial part. Yeah, that's right. Grab the cork and the boy. If you've seen the Pikmin video, this is pretty sad. And we lower him into his eternal demise. That is incredible though. That is incredible. It's amazing. Alright. Back to your regularly scheduled video. I'm really happy we did this for many reasons. I think today I'm just gonna talk about like the experience and how it was, because it feels like it was actually a big deal for me on many levels. Not only just because I feel more comfortable doing stuff that I used to not do, and maybe I shrug off the videos that do more poorly more easily now because I'm like, you know, it can happen. Because I used to think, and this is something, you know, the algorithm mostly on my main channel has really shown me that if you do something that does poorly, the next one will also do poorly, usually, right? And on this channel, I guess also because of the frequency of uploads, it wasn't really like that. It's more like if one video did poorly, the next one couldn't just spike back up. Now, obviously, I've seen the trend. I know what people originally watch me for, so I see the Genshin stuff and the Star Rail stuff do better than the average, but I saw a lot of things that you guys actually liked, and if we get 10k average on some total variety, that makes me really happy. If we can somehow manage that eventually on this channel, that'd be sick. So I'd say on many levels, it was just a really fun experience. It was cool to learn, and mostly the thing that I mentioned at the start, I'm super happy that we got kind of that old school community feeling back, and I like that. I like just being able to read your comments, and it's more like chill, and I guess it's also because there's less people and it's less like specific, you know what I mean? I don't want to
always talk about the best theory or like the most efficient way to do something. Sometimes I just want to chill, and that's what these recent comment sections have been, especially on variety stuff, right? Because as I predicted, that Star Rail comment section is a wasteland. I don't want to go there. Of course, there's a lot of people that understand me and are like supportive and agree with what I'm saying, but there's also people are saying, you don't like the gameplay and you don't like the story, you just hate the game. Just never play it again. I'm like, you don't understand, but it's okay. I'm not gonna argue with them because it's just not worth my time. And I know that someone that doesn't watch the channel, you know, they probably just watch Star Rail content, maybe don't even know who I am, and they were like, you know what? I know no one's asking, but I'm just gonna go here and give my opinion, which is what the internet is, right? I'm not blaming them for it, but I'm saying I don't care about it. One thing I considered during this was face revealing in this final video. It's an idea I had, and I didn't want to do it for two reasons. First of all, I still want to make it a chop suey cooking because I've been talking about it for so long, but also this is kind of like the conclusion of this month. In my opinion, only the people that have watched the whole month are likely to watch this, right? And so if I were to do a face reveal or something, I'm sure a lot of other people would flood in, and the whole point of the community vibe that I was trying to get back was to keep it with people that actually care about the community more than just the game I play or what my face looks like. So I hope you get what I'm trying to say in that I think it's more cozy, and it's more this small group of people that like we've done this month together. And I think if I were to show my face, then the comment section would be something real different, essentially. And it'd be a shame. And it'd be weird also, after having like talked about it for a long time, to not do it in the way that I have wanted to do it all this time as well, you know? I hope that makes sense. I sound a little tired, and that's because the last few days I've finished editing very late every time. That's another thing I wanted to say, and I hope you didn't feel it the same way. Maybe it's just me being tired that makes me see it that way, but I am a bit not sad, but I wish that the last few videos felt like they were still peak, but it kind of felt like the energy levels, which might be logical, right? I edit and record and everything myself, so my energy levels were lower, and so the edits are probably worse, or maybe it's just how I perceive it. Oops, sorry, I punched you there. But some of you still really enjoyed them, it seems. So with the results of this month and seeing how every video did, I can probably find a perfect middle of what people like to see and what I like to make, so that's good. But it is a little sad that yesterday I couldn't go to the beach, and the day before that the stargazing was kind of but I think they were salvaged pretty neatly, and obviously the time crunch is kind of crazy. If my plan is stargazing, I have to wait until night. I probably should have made a backup, let's be honest, but I had to wait until night, and then when it was night and it flopped, there's very little you can do in that amount of time. I could have made a third Uma Musume video, but I thought I wanted to, you know, do a little more different stuff all the time. I really like doing the web games thing, you know, that was like completely random, and I'm glad to see that a lot of people seem to have actually enjoyed that quite a bit. So yeah, I was very happy about that. So now what are we gonna do in the future, right, with this channel? Well, I am hoping that I can do a lot more casual type of stuff. I'm still hesitant because I want it to be variety, right? But I still enjoy doing things on the games we play often every now and then. And that does make it more difficult to branch out, because I feel like it's very difficult for us to attract new viewers that know nothing about the channel. I don't know, hey, if you're a new subscriber that somehow came here without knowing my main channel and enjoying doing Rennas July, and you're like, wow, this is cool, then please let me know, because that'd be really sick, actually. So I'm thinking things like, you know, when a new region drops, and there's always the first impressions, which I think are really fun, and I feel like they're kind of out of their place when I put them in a building video or an explore video. Usually the explore video, I've already seen it, and it's not my first reaction to it. Whereas if I go and walk around, which is kind of something I plan on doing in the coming week, I'll just go around the new area, walk around and you know, react to what's there for the first time. I also still need to record the main channel video, which hopefully comes out Saturday, but it's Thursday right now and I haven't started recording it, so I feel like I shouldn't record it today because my energy levels are so low, and then I'll record it tomorrow and edit it tomorrow, and it'll be online Saturday, hopefully. You still have at least 2 videos that I need to make for you, maybe a third one as well. I need to make the beach cycling vlog, which is going to happen no matter what. No deadline though. There is going to be another stargazing, but good this time. Maybe later in the summer as well, when the sky's even clear and the stars even brighter. And maybe I'll still show you them. I saw when I talked about it, a lot of you were pretty positive about me showing the collection of old consoles and things I have, which is something I also would like to share. So that's 3 videos that you can definitely expect. Then I want to do some Zenless on Zero still, because as I said, there's that special video that I need to edit, and that's still this weekend as well. So I think Monday will be the first day I can actually fully relax. And then we'll also C, if we do the yearly YouTube live stream, the Explore live stream. I've talked about this on the Twitch live stream. But the summer event usually was very explorable because it was very compact, right? And at the end, it would tell you where things were in the limited time areas on Genshin. But during the summer event, this one, it's a permanent area, and I'm pretty sure the Explorer will just be the same as every other Explorer in the past, too. So I don't think it's something I can do in one sitting, and so the YouTube stream, the whole point is to just do Explorer and do it in one sitting. I'll see if we have the time for it, and maybe I'll ask some people around if the exploration takes a long time or not, because I don't think I could do a 12-hour YouTube Explorer live stream. I would probably blow up IRL. Not a great idea, not a great look, but that's a story for another day, and also for the other channel. Another worry, but not for now. I wanted to get back to what else we can expect on this channel from now on, so we'll keep going with the way I've been doing things, but I would like to make it a little more frequent, and when I feel like playing a different game every now and then, I'll just make a video on it. Maybe I'll make some Battlefield highlights if I happen to play Battlefield, or at the moment like Supervive just came out, so I played a little bit of that, and I have some highlights of it. Could upload that, maybe that'd be fun. And then there's often suddenly a hype around the game, you know. I remember a couple months ago there was this hype around, I think it was like psychological horror with this anime girl. Everyone was fond of it, and I think that's a video that I can make here, right? I could play that and then upload it here. I think people would enjoy that. Or when a new gacha comes out and we try it out, although that sometimes works on the main channel, which makes me happy, so maybe I'll keep doing that on main. All this managing of where things go is pretty exhausting. I think what would really help making more variety, and this might sound crazy, but you know, every time I show, for example, my arms or hands, I get a lot of comments like, what? You're a true human. And it's funny, right? Because I understand the feeling you have, because you only hear a disembodied voice most of the time, and now you see my hands or my arms or my legs or whatever, and you're like, oh, right, it is just a person as well. This is one of the reasons why I want to do a face reveal, because I think it's way more easy to relate to someone who just has a face to you, right? And then it's easier to be like, yeah, I feel like I understand the person more, and so I think then you're more likely to just watch the person's variety. I don't know if that's a completely random thought, if that makes any sense at all, but I've always had that in the back of my mind. And yes, obviously I am more than the disembodied voice, I am more than the PNG that you see on stream sometimes, and of course everyone knows that, but it's still very different when you see the person and you can put a face to the voice, I guess. I still want to react to all these trailers as well, because people really want me to do that, and every time I react to even just the newer ones, people are really excited, so I have to go back and watch all the other ones as well, which might clear up a lot of things for me as well that you guys were excited about that I had no idea about. But I kind of like that though. At the time, I think it was more interesting for me to not know anything and discover it as it happened in comparison to watching the little trailers, because I'm thinking now, if I hadn't watched the trailers, the two I reacted to this month, I would be so in the dark with Genshin. Like, I would have not a clue of what's going to happen and like who's involved or anything like that. So I don't know, there's positives to both sides and I guess negatives to both sides as well. And I also wrote this down, I thought it was funny. So during this month, I never have facial hair. I don't like having it, because then when I go to sleep and I put my head on my pillow, it just is the worst feeling ever. But for this month, as a fun extra challenge, I decided to not shave the entire month and I look homeless. But I thought it was very funny because now Varka's released, I can confirm that in canon I have more facial hair than the entire Genshin Impact cast together. I don't know if that's a compliment for me or really unlucky for anyone that thinks that we need some more of those bearded old vibe characters. I wanted to tell a little story yesterday, right? So I couldn't go to the beach because the camera arrived pretty late. So the delivery guy drives to the front door and I walk up, and he blows his raspberry smelling vape cloud in my face. I don't think he did that intentionally. I think he just wasn't thinking about the fact that I might not like that. Whatever. He gives me the package. He's like, yeah, do you have a code? I need a code. I'm like, yep, sure, here you go. I had the code prepared, obviously, because I knew it. And he's like, do check your package though, because I've delivered a phone to the same lady 2 weeks in a row now, and both times there was no phone in the package. I'm like, what? What do you mean no phone in the package? And he says, yeah, well, you see, during summer, a lot of students tend to look for jobs, and they get them at the post office. And these students, you know what they do? They don't even pack the things. They put them under the table and then they put them in their bag and they leave with them. So apparently there's just a bunch of theft there, and he expected my camera to also be stolen. But thankfully it was there, but he did arrive really late, so couldn't go to the beach that time. And he just sat there and yapped with me for 5 minutes. I don't know if it was the end of his route because it was late in the evening, or if he just felt like yapping, but bro did not want to leave. You had to do the kind of like, I'm half turning away to show you that I am ready to end this conversation move, and it didn't work on him. I'm I'm still a big fan of Pokemon, and I'm surprised that we didn't do anything related to Pokemon this month. I really wanted to, but it's also because I still want to play through Pokemon X and Y for the first time ever and make a video about that. But once again, that's the kind of video that I want to put a lot of effort into, and I feel like has a chance to break through to more public. So for me, it'd probably be best to do that on a new channel, which sounds incredibly weird, I know, but I think it'd be best if this channel stayed it will stay what I intended it for years ago, but not junk, just for junk more or less, for things that are edited or not, and that are on my main games or not, and that are interesting or not. And this other channel is variety but heavily edited, kind of the equivalent of the main channel, but then not gacha related, if that makes sense. One thing I still really need to do as well is just find an editor, but the thing I'd like the most is that it's someone from the community that's there very often, that knows our memes, that knows what we like, you know, and that knows our, I guess, our style. And I don't want to go and find someone that has no idea of what we do. I'd like to work with someone that knows us, essentially, and I think that's very difficult, but I do know that there's some video editors out there. I'm sure there's some among us as well, and so if you want to work together, feel free to shoot me a DM, because I would love to have an editor from the community itself. Another thing that would be really fun on this channel is during the last hide and seek event in Genshin, I recorded all of it and I actually invited people from the community to play with us, right? So I went on Discord and we went in voice chat with everyone every time. I could definitely make some highlights from that. It's like, I think 2 or 3 hours of raw footage, and then we can put it all together, and it should be a good video, but it'll definitely be highlights and not full rounds, because there was a lot of yapping, and I think I'm afraid that just like the rerun every time, it gets a little bit repetitive every time. For the main channel, I want to do an Ineffa building video soon. Hopefully I get her. I'm very broke on pools though, so it's not likely. The new area explorer, most likely. There's 2 massive quests that came out, even though I said that I don't really want to do long form quests at the moment because they don't do so well. We'll see. I don't know. I'll probably still do them anyway. And I was thinking, I played this new anime battle royale on stream the other day, and maybe I could make a video on that on the main channel, but I'm not sure. Maybe it'd be better to do that on the second channel as well. Okay, this was the first Rednas yaps that I did where I straight up just yap. I wasn't doing anything. I was just looking at my screen, and I think I'll just put some scenery in the background. I'm gonna go film that right now. I will not record it again, so this might be complete garbage, right? This might have been the worst yapping you've ever heard and totally uninteresting, but I have to force myself to not want to record these a million times over, because I think one of the reasons I started this month is because I had recorded Rednas Yaps episode 1, which was me talking about my feelings after Natlan and just the vibe in general around Genshin recently. And I just thought I wasn't really vibing with it much at all, and not per se Natlan's fault, but genuinely the whole vibe of everything around Genshin was just awful, right? The VA situation, people didn't like Natlan, people that liked to dunk on Genshin in the first place were doing it extra hard because, you know, Genshin was in a tough spot. I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say. So there's always this rivalry from people that play other gacha games towards Genshin, because at the end of the day, Genshin's just still the biggest, and I think might just forever be the biggest. I don't know if any game can attract the same amount of players at any time. It's just a phenomenon what happened, right? Anyway, I had a whole conversation about that, and I recorded it a million times. I have a million notes about it, and I never knew how to word it because I do speak about some things negatively, and it's something that I think is super normal, but it's also something I think that you have to elaborate a million miles with every time, because people will like take offense with it, things like that, right? So I feel like I can't really get into it usually because I feel like I'm gonna get backlash for just stating an opinion, which again isn't per se the truth, it's just how I perceived it. And small things like how I see my friends leave the game slowly but surely and lose interest in it, and that just doesn't help either, right? But I won't get into that too much because I'll save that for the video that I eventually do where I do talk about it, and I think at the very end of Natlan will be a great idea. So I guess it's coming up soon because we're in the summer area, which I think is Natlan. I honestly have no idea what they've done this year, so I'll have to figure it out soon. I'll log in this weekend and look at all that. So yeah, this is it. I'm gonna stop talking now because raw, this is 21 minutes, so I think that's a decent amount of time, and I wanted to have some closing words just to say thank you very much. Thank you for supporting me throughout this Rednas Yılay. It was very fun, mostly because of you guys. Thanks to you guys, I think I've grown more secure about this. I think I'd have an easier time making variety now because I've done it for a whole month and the subscriber count has only gone up. I wanted to thank you for that as well. There's so many new subscribers on this channel that just exploded kind of. It was really sick. August is definitely going to be a lot slower than July as far as videos go here. Also because I should probably try and take a little bit of holidays, you know, vacation, a little bit of rest. But I'll definitely try some special month again where we do something in specific. You know, maybe one day, and this is completely crazy, maybe we'll do just a week. Maybe, how about this? A Minecraft week, for example. You know how that Minecraft phase everyone always has? It's like you don't play for 6 months, and you get the itch, and then you play for 10 hours a day for 2 weeks straight. We'll do that. We'll do a week of Minecraft straight, or a week of RuneScape straight, or things like that. And I'll give you just daily updates, and if we're mad addicted and it does well, I'll keep it going, and otherwise, we'll see. Anyway, it's just a bunch of ideas I had. Let me get back to thanking you, because I just keep adding more to this every time I come up with some new idea, some new topic I want to talk about. Thank you for your support this month. It really means the world. All the kind comments, everything around it, the idea suggestions, just trying to make me feel like variety is fine and the numbers don't really matter, all this stuff. Thank you for making this possible for me and for being so kind in the comments and supportive as always. And here's to us making more of this type of content in the future so that it's not really specialized and is really just more about us being a community and having a great time together. A couple evenings ago, I recorded something like this, a thank you message. It was like 6 minutes long and it gets a little bit corny maybe, so I'm not going to use it. Just so you know how I feel, I'm super thankful for all of you being here and for supporting me the way you do. So thank you all so much for your time this month. I had a great time. I hope you did too. And I will see you soon. Not tomorrow, with hopefully another banger, and yeah, more variety, and then maybe red Nazi October, who knows. Alright, lots of love, catch you in the next one, bye bye.
Alright, the sun's under. Thanks for this month, guys. Bye bye.